Hello, I'm Martyn Park. You can call me Coach. Welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to talk about why bother. And the first question that would come into my mind if I saw this title would be, why bother doing what? And while that is a valid question, I believe it is largely unimportant, as there is very little difference between wanting to bother doing this thing, or that thing, or the other thing. As with anything you are considering, you are essentially saying the same thing to yourself. Why bother? At its core, the term why bother is a negative term. It implies a sense of questioning the value, effort, or motivation behind a particular action or task. It suggests a degree of apathy, doubt, or reluctance, as if someone is wondering whether the effort or investment is justified. And it is a personal I-centered thought process. So whether you are asking, why bother going to the gym? Or why bother working hard and saving money? Or why bother going to university to get a degree? What you are really asking is, why should I bother doing any of these things? Even when the why bother question is seemingly focused on someone else, as in, why would he bother taking dance classes? Or why would she bother learning Spanish when she doesn't know anyone who speaks it? What we are really saying is, if I were them, I wouldn't be bothered doing that. Why bother is a personal negative thought that serves only one purpose, and that is to attempt to keep you exactly where you are. And for many, that's great, as once you have given in to that thought, you can get on with doing exactly what you want to do, as opposed to what you maybe could be doing or should be doing if you were capable of putting in the effort and work. And briefly on that, some of you, most of you probably, are already thinking, why should I bother listening to any more of this podcast? I don't need to know this, so I should leave now and get on with randomly scrolling and swiping through the internet. The irony of that, why bother being bothered to listen to a podcast on the subject of why bother? As an exercise, I will check the watch time to see if I get any more average watch time than I usually get, and I'll post it in the comments section for those that can be bothered to take a look. But for now, back to the story. The title is Why Bother, but in light of what we have just discussed, let's change it to I can't be bothered, as when we do that, it reframes it into shining a light onto the potential truth as to where this type of thinking is actually coming from. And if you don't relate to the line, I can't be bothered, then here are a few other variations of the same thing. I have no inclination to do that. I lack the enthusiasm to do that. I'm not in the mindset for it. I'm not moved to do it. I'm not inspired to do it. I don't have the get up and go to do it. I lack the motivation to do it. I don't have the energy for it. I'm too indifferent to do it. I don't feel like doing it. I'm not up for it right now. I can't find the will to do it. I'm not in the mood to do it. I'm not interested in doing it. I don't have the drive to do it. And the list could go on and on. When a new person would walk into my gym, which was a natural bodybuilding gym for those that don't know, and we would talk about what they wanted, I would point to some pictures that were on the wall of the reception of various people that I had trained who were in fantastic shape. And I would say, do you want to look like that? And they would reply, no, I don't want to look like that. It's too much. And then I would say, if I had a magic wand and I could wave it over you and you could look exactly like that, would you want that? And they would reply, yes, of course, who wouldn't? So what they were actually saying was that they would love to have that type of excellent result as long as they didn't have to put in the work. Just like they would love to be rich as long as it was a gift or by inheriting it or winning the lottery. But if they had to work hard for it, then that's another thing entirely. And they would love to be healthy as long as they could do it while still eating all the crappy foods that they are currently eating and not have to make any changes to the lifestyle or apply any effort at all. And we don't need to be a rocket scientist or get advice from a counselor or psychologist to learn to understand what is the cause of this behavior, as there has been a word that perfectly describes it that has been around for hundreds of years, and that word is laziness. Noun, the quality or state of being unwilling to work, put in effort, or engage in productive activities, a disposition to avoid exertion or activity, a lack of motivation or inclination to complete tasks or responsibilities. Plain old laziness. And is there a way to fix it? Yes, there is. It's the way that mothers have been instructing their children since way before the word was even invented. Get off your ass, get out there, and get on with it. And will that work? Will that really fix it? Yes, of course it will. And it won't be it that has fixed it. It will be you and your choice to take action. And the hardest part in taking action is getting started. But once you do, even if while doing whatever it is, you're not feeling motivated or inspired and are still completely stuck in a lazy mindset, it's much easier to build momentum and keep going once you are going. Once you start taking action, momentum builds. And then when you start to see some small returns, you'll begin to gain confidence and belief in yourself. And then you'll begin to realize that you're capable of achieving far more than you ever thought possible. The solution to laziness is very simple. Regardless of how you feel or what you think, you start small, but you get started. And when you do, you'll see progress and change. And that will motivate you to keep going. So you will keep going, and then you will make more progress. And then that progress will motivate you to keep going. So you keep going. And then you will make more progress. And this cycle will continue and continue for as long as you get off your ass, get out there, and get on with it. I thank you for listening, and I look forward to spending some time with you again. Bye for now.